Well, at least we had a good run. Welcome back to Arsenal Podcast or Arsenal 2022-2023 Matchday Review. And yeah, a lot to talk about for today. I literally just turned off my TV. I was banging the drawer right underneath my TV for the past 15 minutes. But yeah, finally our winning streak has come to an end. After winning the first 5 games of the league, and unfortunately, Manchester United turned up against us. Then congrats to them. I know that a very tough season to start, losing 2 games and later on winning 4 straight, and of course that's a very good run for Manchester United. And of course, today I knew something's gonna happen. I'm not. I never. Of course, I didn't. I never ever think about that Arsenal was 100% gonna win this game. I still think this game might be a 50-50 in the end, but turns out Manchester United got on top of it. So congrats to their win. And for Arsenal, I don't know even where to begin. There are so many speculations where Odegaard, Ramsdale, Ben White, or even Zinchenko, they're not part of the squad for today. And I was like, oh God, like after the Aston Villa game, you thought, okay, Odegaard went out with a knock. Ramsdale seemingly holding his hamstring. And of course, Zinchenko wasn't quite fit to come back, or Ben White. There's speculation where he wasn't part of any of the first team training pictures or anything like that. And I thought, okay, we are doomed. We are doomed. Like the fact that, I mean, I want to talk about the transfer a little bit because that part still kind of bugs me quite a bit. Because the last time I recorded that video was on Wednesday, and I believe, I think I don't, crap, I forgot. I think it already happened. I don't think it happened. I don't think it did happen. But the fact that not recruiting at least a central midfielder, that kind of bugs me because right now we only have 2 fully fit senior Arsenal midfielders, Samuel Konga and also Xhaka. And honestly, I think both of them did fine today in today's game. I mean, you can still see that Sambi is still kind of a bit far off from what we expected him to do, and yeah, I'm not even gonna blame him, to be honest. He's still very young, plus playing as a number 6 for Arsenal, or even in the league in general, a lone 6. It's a very difficult thing to do, and I can't really fault him in any of that. But the fact that this morning I woke up, look at the team sheet, and of course, thank God we have like Odegaard, Ramsdale back. Because honestly, I don't quite know like how Matt Turner is so far. So I can't really I really hope that going to Old Trafford, it's not going to be his debut, because I think the odd of him performing well, it's very slim. So you know what? I was glad to see Ramsdale back in the team. Not much has changed in the starting lineup. I found it very surprising. I thought we were gonna make a few changes here and there. I felt like today's game, I feel like Tommy should be back in the right back area. I feel like in today's game we can't really orchestrate in a 2-3-5-1 formation, because I just don't think it's gonna work. Especially playing against United, I feel like we need a little bit of a defensive mindset for today's game. But other than that, I think in today's game, Arsenal did perform, I would say, good. 7 out of 10. Yeah, we fell short, but I felt like the whole performance was fine, was good. It's just that we didn't get into our way, unfortunately. So, but yeah, it's totally fine. Zinchenko's back. I thought there are a lot of people saying that was Zinchenko replacing Sambi. I thought that it's so wrong. You can't just do that. Sambi is more of a defensively minded player, while Zinchenko is more of a player who goes up forward a little bit more. Or I mean, perhaps you can. I don't think his defensive ability is as capable as Sambi. So Just put it out there. And the first 10 minutes was a little bit sloppy here and there. Felt like we're giving United quite a lot of spaces in between our fullbacks and center backs. And I remember his first goal came, not the first goal, the first chance came from Eriksen. I believe it was Anthony. Actually, let's talk about Anthony for a bit. What a player, honestly. There's a whole saga about him, wanting to go to Manchester United, but Ajax just wouldn't allow him to go because they just keep rejecting the fee, and finally they did it, 100 million. But honestly, I don't quite know about this player, but based on what I saw from him for 60 minutes, I think he's a pretty good signing, to be honest. Score a goal, the first goal for him, and of course the opener of the game as well. He is very hardworking. I can see he always tracked back on the right hand side. Of course, he came back and helped the defense out a little bit, because honestly Martinelli is really good, but having Dalot himself against Martinelli, it's not going to be fun for Dalot. But I think Dalot did good controlling Martinelli, but having Anthony tracking back, it's also a huge plus for Arsenal. But anyway, and the first goal, well, supposedly the first goal, VAR ruled it out. I thought when Odegaard tackles, I believe, Eriksen, I thought, it's a little bit sketchy. I wouldn't necessarily say that, it's 100% a foul. And of course, Martinelli scored. And I was like, okay, we score. But on the other side of the pitch, United players are complaining that it's a foul. And I was like, okay, you know what? Given the circumstances of what happened yesterday, there's so many incidents with VAR. I felt like the majority of them, I mean, like for example, the one West Ham against Chelsea, that one should have stood. The goal should have stood because it was a minimum contact on Mendy for that one. And of course, there's one for I believe it was Coutinho. I believe so. The Aston Villa and Man City game. It was never an offside. Felt like an offside because the way how the play was going. And of course, they went back a little bit, and they didn't even check VAR. And I was like, oh god, like if yesterday was like this, then today is gonna be a howler. So, what a surprise! Not a surprise. Paul Tierney went back, look at the VAR. Yeah, Odegaard didn't make contact with the ball, but I felt like the fall from Eriksen's a little bit soft per se. He's kind of anticipating Odegaard's gonna, come from behind and try to nudge him off. But he was falling. But honestly, I don't want this whole video or this podcast solely blaming on VAR. I don't think that's the big issue, like the biggest issue. Yeah, if I don't know if it's another referee perhaps, or another an operators to operate the whole VAR system. I felt like it could have been a goal, and the whole game would have changed. But we can't really determine the past result or the past incident to determine the future result. So, and after that first goal that we conceded, oh god, I forgot. Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, we just switch off in the middle, isn't it? Just a lot of spaces for Rashford to run in the middle. Not just Rashford, I think it was Fernandes runs in the middle, and of course Rashford eventually finds Anthony and just slots that one. Beautifully finished. There's not much anybody can do, but I felt like defense and midfield should have do so much better in that goal. Later on, we got the possession of the ball. We were going for it, but then the thing that's like Odegaard having a very good game for the past 3 games for him, and suddenly in today's game it's totally different because I felt like there's so many passes that he made was quite of a Hollywood pass. So I felt like there's so many passes that are a little bit unnecessary at times. I feel like certain moments where passes should be very simple and straightforward. Especially we were one goal down. We're not like tied or a goal down. You need a little bit of magic from Odegaard, but at this moment, simple passes are very important in order to kind of get the mechanics right, to get the basics right, in order to give us a much better chance to score a goal. But just a lot of passes, like a lot of taking the ball over to Jesus, to Bukayo, and yeah, just didn't really turn up offensively, to be honest. Again, a lot of touches. We keep sending the ball in the middle, which is fine, but then there's nobody in the middle pretty much. And I felt like we should have taken a little bit more shots than usual. And I was like, okay, we are one goal down. I trust this team. I trust Arteta. I trust the team talk that he is going to give during halftime. I truly, based on the documentary, the All of Nothing documentary, I felt like Arsenal might be performing much better. And of course, for the first 10-15 minutes of the second half, we started really, really strong. We had the majority of the possession of the ball, and then out of nowhere, United committed an error at the back, and of course Bukayo finally scored. But you gotta give credits to Odegaard. That was a good pass to Jesus. It was a 50-50. Varane got a touch to it. It fell right to Saka. But it was a very close one because I believe it went through Malaysia legs. No, I think it was Martinez's legs. And I was like, oh my god, imagine Saka didn't score that goal. I would be fuming. But thank God he did. 1-1. We're back in the game. And I thought, okay, we have a chance to we did it before. We did it against Fulham. I thought we are and I felt like the momentum started to build. And all of a sudden, just a lack of concentration at the back. Sambi missed pass the ball, and Fernandes, what a great pass for him through the middle to Rashford, and converts that one in 2-1. And I was like, God, okay, you know what? When you are 1-0 up, and somebody tied the game, especially for Arsenal, we tied, for example, 1-1. It's the hope that kills you, because once you score that equalizer, you wanted more. You thought, okay, they are trying to build momentum. We are trying to score. We are trying to find a winner. And that's the hope that is attached within the team or in the game. And boom, all of a sudden, 5-10 minutes later, we conceded another one. And I was like, oh God, it's nice to have a bit of hope for like a good 5 minutes. And all of a sudden, everything just kind of went south. And I was like, okay, all right. 2-1. I felt like a substitution should be made slightly earlier to kind of get more of a stability within the team. I felt like Eddie should have come on a little bit early. Maybe when we were 1-0 down, or maybe shortly right after halftime, or even shortly after we scored the equalizer. I felt like we need to go at it. 2-1, Arteta still hasn't made a change yet. Until, around 70 minute region, he made 3 Smith Rowe came on, Fabio Vieira came on. Fabio Vieira, again, looks fine. Looks all right, but he definitely needs game time. But he was sloppy here and there once in a while, but I kind of expected him to be like that in his first game, plus against Man United. He has to come on for Odegaard. You take away Odegaard, you take away Zinchenko, you take away Sambi. That is the problem right there. It's not like we are, last 5-10 minutes of the game. You can do that. But the fact that we still have 20 minutes to play, we still have so much to play for. Because even though United are still 2-1 up, I felt like if we have a little bit more stability at the back, balance the whole team, I felt like we can still somehow find a winner or equalize or something like that. I know my mentality right now is like, okay, we're 2-1 down. I don't think we're going to win. Why not just try to tie the game, continue our unbeaten streak, right? And then all of a sudden you make 3, tried to make three very attackingly minded players on, and that created an instability at the back. You guys can see that. Arsenal is playing a 3-5-2 formation, like a straight line 3-5-2. Actually, I need a water break from here. I felt like this is like I'm going to go off right here. But the fact that you took off Zinchenko, you took off Sambi. You know what? If you take one of them off, I think it's still okay. And at the same time, it's also reflect on your transfer window, because I feel like whoever senior player steps in, for example, Douglas Luiz, if you don't want to overpay him, fine. But the fact that they have to exercise more option in that area. Maybe it's fine to overpay somebody or a player to do a job at the back, because I felt like if Sambi is playing, right, you want a few changes. If we sign Douglas Luiz in the end, then if you switch Douglas Luiz and Sambi, you still have to balance in the middle, the defense, like the lone six middle. But the fact that you took Sambi off, added more attacking power, yeah, you can do that, but it's not at the right time. I don't think that was the right time. And shortly after they came on, boom, we got exposed again. Literally nobody tracks whoever. I think it was Ericsson, I believe. Was it Ericsson or Fernandez? I really don't remember. And sweats it to Rashford, and that's game over, 3-1. And that's probably the biggest flaw in the game. I felt like Arsenal could have probably tied this game, or at least we're still in the game when we only make probably 2 of the attacking subs. You can do that in the last 5-10 minutes because you desperately need a goal. But when you still have 20-25 minutes to play, I felt like that is a very wrong decision, because we're still in the game. It's just that we conceded one very recently. And I don't even blame Vieira for that. You can see how hardworking he was. He was trying to run back, but you can't blame him because that wasn't his natural position. Gabriel went all the way to the left side, and of course a huge gap between Saliba and Ben White, and right in the middle you have Fabio Vieira, and that's killed the game. And at that moment, I already knew that we're not gonna win the game. And at this moment, I just don't want to turn on any social media at all, because Arsenal we are gonna get taunted a lot at the on Twitter especially. So I'm going to keep that off for the next few days. I just need time to recover from this. Again, I don't think it's a big deal, to be honest. I felt like eventually I know we're gonna lose. We just lost a small battle. But in the end, this is a whole season. It's a war. In the end, we won the war. Then I'm up for it, But right now, it's all about how Arsenal kind of bounced back from this performance to the one. The next game we're gonna play is Everton. So hopefully they are gonna bounce back from now. We have a Europa League game on Thursday against FC Zurich. I'm expecting to see Fabio Vieira, like squad player, to make some appearance on in that game. Hopefully we're gonna get a result as well, because I felt like we want to win the Europa League for sure. We lost to Chelsea a few years ago in the final, and I felt like with the team that we just have to do it. We just have to win it all. But Arsenal was still kind of in the period where we were having a honeymoon period for 5 games, because we were technically playing against teams that are based on the skill level we are better. But of course you guys can see Fulham, Aston Villa, they're not easy to play, but we just somehow got the result. And of course this is the big team that we played and we didn't get a result. And I think it's fine, because I felt like we had a good season this season. We will look back and looking at the United game, it wouldn't matter a lot. I was thinking about this just now. When Arsenal lost 3-2 to United last season, I barely forgot about that game. So I know right now it sting that we lost. But more importantly, I felt like, you know what, just don't get our head down, come back out, come back on top. Hopefully, we're still at the top of the league table thanks to Aston Villa tying the game against City. We're still at the top. But yeah, we had a good run, but right now it's more about how we can bounce back. And this is a young team as well. We did it before. I feel like we can do it again, but this time we really do need to be a little bit more consistent in terms of facing against top teams. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this video podcast. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in a bit.